Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo. Thank you for tuning in this week's live video. Trying to do these at least once a week. I've been having fun, or trying to find the fun, in doing short video. I don't know if you've been watching. YouTube's algorithm's kind of weird. Like, sometimes I upload a video, a little short clip, and it takes off. It just, out of nowhere, it takes off. And then other times I upload these little video clips and they don't go anywhere. Like, the one thing that I thought would work is like, okay, I'll answer a question, right? I just answered the question about the metaverse. Someone asked. And I spent a fair amount of time on it. And on YouTube, didn't go anywhere. In this channel, in the tech channel. So I'd still like to stick to answering questions, certainly, in shorts. I feel that there's a lot of promise and potential in that. So if you don't mind, I may end up lifting some of the questions that you ask in this live video out into short videos that, may get seen by those who do not tune in for the live video segments. There are too many live streams to watch at once. Groggy nod. There are. Thank you for tuning into mine. I am sipping on my little Luke Skywalker Demi-Toss, an espresso, a decaf espresso. YouTube didn't even notify you? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Social media these days ain't what it used to be, that's for sure. God, you want to talk about rapid changes that are impossible to keep up with. Thank you, Ryan Pearson, for being the first like. I knew I could count on you. Ursat's savvy. What is my opinion of the new Blockbuster show on Netflix? My opinion is unqualified because I haven't watched it. I remember going to Blockbusters when I was a kid. Younger. I remember college, high school. I remember going to Blockbusters, but I'm not really. I'm not into I guess I've heard enough bad things about it that I'm like, yeah, I'll pass. The series. I don't really feel the need to trip down memory lane. I remember walking around video stores for sure, long before you could press a button and start streaming. Kids these days have no idea how spoiled they are. No idea. Because, man, you wanted to watch a movie, you better hope they had it in stock. Those days are long gone, that's for sure. Scarcity is no longer a good model. Yeah, so I don't have an opinion, unfortunately, Hayden Zone, and I don't think I will develop one because I've heard too many not so good things about it. Too many. And that's the problem anytime you start talking about nostalgia, right? You get nostalgic for old things. That's probably my notification saying that I'm live. I got a notification. Oh, wait. No, that's not. It's a notification for something else. There's my notification. Now I got it. That was my notification. I knew it would come in any moment. Check out Midnight Club. I'll have to, Ryan. Right now I'm in between shows, so that may happen. Khalil asks, do I have my Christmas tree up yet? No. Christmas tree is not up. Haven't even really pulled out Christmas decor. That really doesn't happen until right around Thanksgiving. As much as we see it and I might pick it up, it doesn't come out. It does not come out yet. At least it may start creeping out slowly. I was able to put away most of the Halloween decor minus the 3D printed skulls that I did. Those still have not been put away. I'm not sure where they're going to go because that Halloween bin is now full. At which point you have to prune. Like, okay, this won't fit, this won't fit, this won't fit. Something got to go. We must talk about Elon Musk and his $8. Must we, Ahmed? I got to admit, Ahmed, here's how I feel about that. There's nothing wrong with anybody paying $8 to get something. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You want a little badge next to your handle? I mean, people do this all the time. Right now, this channel is not monetized. But the moment it gets monetized and you subscribe to it, you pay, what is it? $5 a month and you get a little badge next to your name on these live streams or in comments so that people know that you support the creator directly. Nothing wrong with spending money to get a badge. Nothing. Because that would verify that you are a supporter of the channel, not just a viewer, but an actual supporter. Someone who, say, all right, Chris, what you do is worth $5 a month. Here you go. Happy to help, happy to support. you could jump over to my, no one's become a patron. I haven't really done anything with my Patreon though. I'm not sure what value I could provide for those who would support on Patreon these days. But something to indicate that you support. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's not the problem. $8, not the problem. Would I pay $8 for Twitter? Yes. I mean, I've gone on record by saying I have no problem paying for things that I would use, that I want. Absolutely. Absolutely. No problem whatsoever. I pay YouTube to not watch ads. I pay YouTube. No problem whatsoever. At all. I don't pay Discord because, quite honestly, a lot of the things that it has to offer, I'm just like, I don't really need that. I don't really. I'm not a Twitch. What do they call it? They got an unlimited subscription for no ads. Twitch, not Prime, Twitch Turbo, like $9 a month. I don't even pay for that because ads don't necessarily bother me on Twitch yet. The problem again isn't that anybody can get a badge next to their name. Not the problem. Don't confuse the issue. Okay, that's not the problem. The problem is that the badge that it's not even replacing. The badge the same badge can now, that used to stand for, this is a verified person, human being, account, whatever, this is real, this is legit, has now been watered down is the wrong word, destroyed. Completely, the value of that check mark is gone. It means nothing apart from you have $8 a month in discretionary income. And I got no problem with that. You want to spend $8? Who am I to argue? Who am I to say what you should and should not spend your $8 a month on? I'm not here to argue that. The problem is that for those people or entities that have some degree of notoriety, without any way of verifying that they're a valid source of information, like the go-to, I guarantee this is what's going to happen. You're going to have so many sock puppets, and I know that they say, oh, well, this is going to stop it. It's not going to stop anything. It's not going to stop anything. It's going to make it worse. Because now everybody's got the same opportunity to get a badge to verify. That's not a verified badge. That's my problem with it. Honestly, that's probably my biggest problem with it, is they're still calling it the verified badge. If they called it something else, okay. If they kept the people in place that had proven in one way, shape, or form that they were that identity, great. Because I guarantee there's going to be someone who's going to be willing to spend $8 a month to say that they're me. Or they're you, right? Or they're somebody else. That's the problem. And this is what you gloss over. Everybody glosses over. That's the problem. I don't care. Everybody get up. So here's the thing. If anybody can get that little badge, then nobody is verified. Because you can't. You're only verified to have been able to spend $8 a month. That's it. That's the only thing you're verified for. That's it. That's it. And in a day and age of information warfare and misinformation, this is probably giving me the most pause or concern with Twitter. So Instagram, I used to love logging into. Then the algorithm came, and I'm just like, I just don't spend that much time in an app that just doesn't show me the things I want to see. So I just kind of stepped away from Instagram. I'm still there. I'm still active, posting my reels there, certainly, because that's what they want me to do. Everyone's all about the TikTok. TikTok, I got to say, I've been having fun with. I've been having a blast with TikTok. Like in so many ways. Like I'm like, okay, I'm kind of into it. I'm really kind of into it. I'm into the short form. As much as I love long form, obviously, I'm into the short form. So TikTok's great. YouTube. I don't spend much time on YouTube. Like, as a go-to, like, I'm bored, or I need to relax. I never open YouTube. Ever. Because ultimately, I don't see the things that I want to see. I'm like, I'm good. Facebook, same way. What's the point? Like, I have to force myself to go to some of these social networks. And now I feel the same thing's going to happen with Twitter, especially if it keeps taking this turn. And it's likely to take that turn. So I have no issue with what an individual might want to do with something that he or she controls. I have an issue. My biggest concern is what happens in a day and age where misinformation spreads like wildfire. Wildfire. And you water down the viability of knowing whether or not someone is a definitive source for information. That's my problem. That's my problem. I don't care if everybody have your. I think you also look silly if you call it a blue check, because it's a white check, by the way, surrounded by blue, but it's white. Sometimes it's black. In my Android app, it's a black check with the white padding around it, white flower, whatever they call it. No problem. Buy your way into it. But that's not going to stop spam. It's not going to stop bots. It's not going to stop the spread of information. It's just going to make it worse, because so many people are easily duped. So many people. Someone will register New York Times but use an L instead of an I, and it looks the same, and they post something that is a phishing link that gets spread. I mean, it's a disaster in the making. And the verification badge worked because you knew that person was verified. They on the record, this is the individual, right? The problem is it became a status symbol. Well, it was never designed to be a status symbol. So then you have this like idea of the haves versus the have-nots. But that's not the value of a verified badge. That's not the value at all. If you see it as a status symbol, you're misunderstanding its true value. That's honestly your judgment. I would question that judgment. And it's not to say that one person is better than another. Again, when you ascribe status to something that was designed to be an empirical source of validated, verified, this is it, there's no chance that a sock puppet's going to pop up over here, or 13,000 or a million sock puppets claiming to be the same source. At some point, you're going to have to scale back, and you're going to have to re-verify in one way, shape, or form. So this to me is it's an interesting change. But I just wish they didn't call it verified. I really wish they called it something else. And they passed that verification status on, but then gave everybody see, this is the next problem. When they start, because they all have to, verifying, okay, this is the source of the information. When they start doing that, people are going to clamor for that badge too. And you're going to have the same problem all over again, the haves and the have-nots. So it's really disappointing. It's gut-wrenching for my now what has been my go-to to basically just watch it change, honestly. And I don't think for the better. At this point, I don't think for the better. But that doesn't mean I'm bailing. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop using it entirely. I'm just going to be a lot more judicious with my time. Just like I was with Instagram, just like I was with Facebook, just like I was with YouTube. Very judicious with my time. I likely will not be spending as much time on Twitter as I had been. Likely. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. I really don't. But, yep, no problem. You want to spend your $8? Knock yourself out. And don't Mastodon me, please. Don't. That remains to be seen if that's a valid alternative. What do they call it? The Fed something? The Federated. I can't remember the term right now. It's kind of new to me. Not only that, there's going to be an algo bump for paid accounts on Twitter, so I'm verified, and a fake account is also verified. We'll all get bumped equally. Well, see, Colin, again, it's nuanced, right? And I know everyone wants to make it black and white. Oh, you're just mad. No. Listen to why I'm mad. Don't make assumptions. I would be happy to explain why it's upsetting, and I feel I just did. I have no issue with someone paying for an account and being bumped because they're saying, hey, this is important to me, and they're willing to spend money because their words, someone who's got 2 followers, their words are equally as important as someone who's got 1 million. Truthfully. So I have no problem with that. I think it's okay. It's smart. Okay, that's a valid reason to get, in a loose term, verified. The only thing you're verified, again, when I see that badge, you've only been verified to spend $8 a month. That's it. Doesn't verify that you're a human being. What, you don't think that someone's, going to have a sock puppet account and be anonymous and not pay $8, right? Okay. Creators and brands will pay it. Yeah, Ryan, like I said, I don't fault anybody for not paying. I don't fault anybody for paying. I don't fault anybody for staying. I don't fault anybody for leaving. You all got to make your own decisions. All of you. I mean, that's the thing, is like, I don't, but then again, I don't think it's the whole free speech. Hey, look, let me explain something to you. Free speech only goes so far on a private platform. We don't have any public forums as much anymore. If we ever did, really, if we ever did. So it twists me when I see that argument being made. You're free to say whatever the hell you want to say. You're not free from the consequences of saying whatever the hell it is you want to say. But you certainly are free to say it. But freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence. And free speech on a private platform, they're not. They don't go hand in hand. Just saying. So I'm going to be very extremely judicious. Extremely judicious. I've thought about using Reddit more. I have. And Reddit may become my go-to. That's that. But the problem is, Reddit, you follow topics. You don't necessarily follow people. And I don't mind following people. I like the idea of following people. At least the last time I really used Reddit. Fedverse, is that what it is? Earl of Burl, thank you. You sent the Pixel 7 back to Google, not impressed? Well, Greg, they got to work on their software, in my humble opinion. We've gone into that before. You missed when the Wii U was a great console? We had one, we just never used it. So I was not expecting to go too deep into Twitter, but it is, I got to admit, that has been on my radar this week. Like, it has been it's absolutely, it's dominated my mind. I've lost sleep, I'll say that. Because imagine the thing it was like when I lost Google Plus. And Google Plus is not coming back. But I feel that there's a gaping hole right now that will be filled by someone. Something. And it isn't, I don't think it's Mastodon. Something is going to fill this hole. Something is going to happen. Something's going to, and then Twitter's definitely going to change, because I'm not saying people will leave, but it's going to change. Vonful says, I miss the 2000s Twitter community. It used to be so much fun. When I was on it in 2006, I can't remember how long ago when I signed up, but money equals free speech, and corporations are people, according to the Supreme Court, appointed by politicians whose campaigns were funded by corporations. Groggy Not, I'm telling you, it is, this isn't conspiratorial, it's just the truth. And technology is a big part of it. Huge part of it. Ahmed, here's the thing. I don't think you're wrong. It actually feels like Elon was forced to finish the purchase. He was, to my understanding. Had no real plans for Twitter. I agree. Trying to get back his money as soon as he can, possibly. He can burn that money and he'd still be rich beyond imagination. I feel like he's doing this on purpose. I mean, it's clear that there's no goodwill, at least that I can see. Everything is being purposefully just destroyed. I could be wrong. Like, give me more features. I'll go on record. I have no problem paying for that kind of thing. Better features, better experience. I imagine if someone somewhere make a Google Plus clone, Hayden Zone, man, it ain't gonna. I know it's not gonna happen at Google. I just wish they would have done that different. I wish they would have rolled it out organically. It would still be around. If they didn't force it on everybody, it'd still be around. Microsoft, I want to say, had some kind of social network at some point, at least in beta or in labs, years and years and years ago. It never really went anywhere. And that's not to say a big company needs to step in and fill that gap. I just feel like it's going to happen, and people are going to go there. People are going to see it as a good experience, and they're going to go, and it's going to take people. And if you base that on creators, like not influencers, people who create the content, like you've got the winning formula. You've got where people are going to go. And I think it's going to happen. Half convinced Tumblr is going to restructure to be the next thing. That's possible. That's owned by Mullenweg over at WordPress now. I logged into my Tumblr for the first time in years last night on my Twitch stream, actually. So in terms of hardware this week, this is what I was going to talk about. Instead of diving into the Twitter discussions, I got the Apple TV. I don't know if you saw. I posted on TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, feel free to. I also posted it on. I did post it on Twitter and on Instagram. It'll be going into this channel too. But I did a short unboxing video. I call it a fun boxing video. I feel like if I'm going to do things with hardware, the short format works really well for me. The silly, I mean, it's done. You're like, oh, here, let me open it. Here's the box. Here's the product. Here's this. Here's that. And I'm going to have fun with it. So I had fun with my Apple TV 4K unboxing. I'm using it actively to play Maker Deck on my TV. It's not. I have the 4K edition on a 1080p screen. I have the 4K edition for one reason. It was the thread support, trying to future-proof the home. So, and it works fine. Maybe it's a little snappier than the older Apple TV I had, which stands to reason, given that it's a faster processor inside. I still don't like the interface. I think Apple has a long way to go with refining the entertainment experience. Google, I feel, schools Apple in terms of an entertainment experience. The Google TV with Chromecast experience as far as entertainment goes absolutely destroys Apple. Destroys Apple in terms of usability. The only reason I went with an Apple TV, again, well, two reasons. Thread support, that was one, because they needed to have, some kind of hub. And then two, because I use a Mac. I still use Mac OS. And so if there's at any point I want to mirror right up onto a TV or extend the screen to the TV, I could. Funboxing is a signature. Ahmed, I kind of want to make it my signature. I kind of do. I don't know where it fits. You kind of have to but instead of doing these longer funboxing videos, I figured this short. I mean, I had the app. I'm like, how am I gonna talk for 5 minutes about this thing? It's not that interesting. Here, plug it. Does it work? Yes. What are the things about it? This. Here. And then that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed the funboxing video. I'm calling them funboxings because again, you got to separate yourself. What makes it different, right? Oh, it's a funboxing. What does that mean? That means it's gonna be silly. It means it's gonna be nutty. I've even debated going out and getting hardware just to do fun boxings. Hardware that I would need, certainly. Hey, I'm going to fun box this, this adapter. Because why not? Yeah, might as well make content out of it, you know what I'm saying? Greed, rampant consumerism, and ignorance are the main drivers we want to live in the future now. Take my money. We were just talking about that, Groggy Knot, actually. We were talking about Stable Diffusion on Twitch on MakerDeck earlier. Unboxing is not as interesting as it used to be anymore. You're making them fun again. I'm trying, Ahmed. Thank you for recognizing. Thank you. So I just did the fun boxing of an Apple TV. You may or may not see it, depending on which platform and which algorithm you fall victim to. I've also been experimenting with shorts on the personal YouTube channel, the legacy YouTube channel, because doing longer videos I don't think necessarily works, but doing shorter ones, if I do a silly video on TikTok or Instagram, I'll publish them over on that page, or I guess to that account. And I'll still be doing weekly vlogs, right? That's the plan, at least. That is the plan. Because that takes time, right? It's the delta of doing something that's fun, that's enjoyable, and then getting something, out of it. So I can spend 3 hours on something and get nothing out of it, right? Or I can spend 5 minutes on something and get everything out of it. So I'm changing my mind as technology has as a creator, technology has changed a lot for me. It's changed my my workflow. It's changed my perception, my use cases. Another thing I'm going to be experimenting with in this YouTube channel is the shorts for sure, but like more helpful shorts. I had the one about the iPhone this week, a couple of them about the iPhone. But another one I want to do, I want to talk about some software, like web-based software. I'm going to experiment this week with, hey, have you ever wanted to do this? Well, you can do it within your web browser right now and for free. And then show them the tool, blah, 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 blah. 30 seconds later, I'm done. Publish it, good to go. It's a helpful tip. It's a handy tip. People love it. People share it. People spread it. And it's good, right? Why put the effort into something that's longer that's not going to have the return? Any updates on Ventura till now? Not really. I've run into maybe a couple of snags, but nothing that... honestly, Ventura was a largely seamless update for me. There was nothing that was problematic. It solved a problem, certainly, but not... there was nothing that I've been waiting on, chomping at the bit. I'm interested in seeing Apple's... what do they call it? Their collaborative tool. Oh, because I haven't used it. I've only seen it. There's a new tool they're going to be releasing, pretty much optimized for the iPad, but there'll be a desktop version of as well, like for collaboration with people. I feel that that is interesting. It makes me wish I was using an iPad for those collaborative stuff, or maybe, I doubt they will, but like release an Android app so that I could use it on my Android tablet to collaborate with people. Apple is cloud-ish. Apple's not quite cloud. Apple is cloud-ish. Freeform. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. Freeform. That's what I was thinking of. So that looks interesting, but I don't know how much I would use it because it requires people to be in Apple's ecosystem. And, there's just too many people out there that I, interoperate with who are not. So it just doesn't make any sense. Unless you're in a company, right? And even then, sometimes the software is chosen for you. What do I think about governments forcing companies like Apple to switch to USB-C? Talked about that, Ahmed. Yeah, I thought I uploaded that video. I've got a few in the queue. Oh, dude, I did record the video, but I did not upload it. It's on my desktop. I will upload that, I guess. I'll upload that maybe. This week I want to experiment. Well, I guess I can do an A/B. I can experiment with both pre-recorded videos and like live to tape videos and the shorts, like one a day. I'm a fan. That's the bottom line. Like with Ryan, I am a fan of the change to USB-C. It's a slippery slope, though. At what point, should the government not have done that? Well, if we did not have outside entities, who pushed automobile manufacturers to institute safety belts, we wouldn't have them. So in many ways, it's important sometimes for people to intercede. Sometimes it's important for outside entities to intercede. Because if they don't, sometimes we just end up with the same problems. But if there are solutions to problems, well, there you go. So yeah, but it is a slippery slope. I'm glad they did it. Do I feel that Apple might skip switching to USB-C, turn portless? I think they'll go USB-C. I don't know if the world is ready for portless, but leave it to Apple to institute, quote unquote, courage and eliminate the port. That wouldn't surprise me if it happened. I would be very disappointed because it would eliminate one of my use cases for the iPhone. Because how am I going to charge it? I mean, I guess use the MagSafe. I would just need to charge it differently. I need to have like a USB to MagSafe adapter like constantly strapped to the phone. Just different. The YouTube UI update. I don't think it went far enough. I'm a big lover of the of dark black, and so I love it. Personally, love it. Like when I logged in and saw the like pure black, I'm like, yeah. I'm waiting for it to roll out though on I haven't seen it on... Does Studio? Let me see if Studio has in this. Yeah, Studio doesn't have it. Studio is still dark gray, like your back-end interface for managing a channel, which is, somewhat disappointing, but... I liked it. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. I like dark black mode. I really do. That's my jam. Of course, anytime a platform changes something, there's always going to be pushback. So that doesn't, I try to look past the initial pushback to think, is this why are they updating it? Are they updating it for update's sake, or is there a reason? So yeah, I believe that having a true black experience is great. It brings it more in line with the YouTube TV experience, which I also believe is true black. I haven't paid that much attention to it. Honestly, on the TV, I don't watch much YouTube. YouTube is mostly a link that someone sends me, and then I watch it, and then there goes here's the problem with YouTube. My history. Like the recommendations. I don't know if I can turn off permanently tracking YouTube history. But then again, sometimes that would be a problem. Like, oh, what was that video I watched? And then I'd never be able to find it again. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Makes text harder to read. Well, YouTube is about media consumption. But I disagree about, maybe there's a usability study suggesting what you're saying. But I use dark mode anywhere and everywhere. Like if there's a change, and what upsets me the most is when something's kind of like dark mode. It's dark mode-ish, but it's not quite full dark mode. Do you find now that with YouTube attempting to copy Twitch and TikTok, you'd prefer a single platform model, or are there benefits to hopping around from site to site currently? I think there are benefits, Colin, to doing that. Everyone's, comfortable in their own lane, in their own platforms. I'm curious to know, genuinely, what works on one platform won't work on another. I think people on YouTube are annoyed by shorts. It doesn't bother me that shorts exist on YouTube. I actually, if I have a choice between watching a full-on video, like a regular produced video or a short, I'd choose a short every time. My consumption habits have changed because of the TikTokification of video. I also like live video. I like interacting with people too, certainly. I'm glad that YouTube is continuing with live. I wish they did a better job with it. I hope they eventually will. There's actually a feature they're going to be rolling out, and I don't think I have access to it yet on this channel, but where you can bring in a guest. So what I thought I would do is line up a tech content creator and interview them every weekend in this channel. What would you think about that being the live show? Interviewing a tech creator. Finding the tech creators to interview, whether they have 200 followers or 200,000. I think that would be awesome. Do I support Elon turning Twitter into a WeChat replica? Ahmed, I thought I uploaded this video. You may have missed it, but did I? Elon Musk buying Twitter? I swear I did, because I remember making the thumbnail. Do I support it? Yeah, actually, I feel like it could be valuable, certainly. But my concern is, again, it's a private entity. Could it be public again? Sure. But it's the fact that too much is being wrapped up in one vertical. It's dangerous. Let me put it this way. Any one of these companies can change their mind, and there goes the value, right? Twitter changes its mind. There goes the value. Apple changes its mind. There goes the value. So when companies make those decisions, it's a big concern. I don't mind the idea of a WeChat. I don't mind the idea of it. The closest we have is Facebook, though. I don't mind the idea of them bringing back Vine. I think that would be smart. I think it was short-sighted for them to kill Vine. They killed it off because they didn't deal with creators the way they should have, honestly. And I did not spend that much time on Vine because, again, as a creator, I'm like, well, I got to go where are the eyeballs? Where's everybody paying attention? Where do I have the freedom to grow? And that's one of the reasons why I gave TikTok. I mean, not that I'm burning the charts on TikTok, but not really I feel just still learning the ropes. I mean, I just passed 3,000 followers last night on TikTok. And if you want to follow on TikTok, here, I'll give you my QR code here. Oops. There we go. Let's dim that just a bit. There you go. You can follow me on TikTok. Google Plus was wonderful. Friend feed was awesome. So there's my TikTok. TikTok. Google Plus is not coming back. Nothing. I don't think anything is coming back. I think the code is either dead, gone. People have lost the energy, the oomph. It's just gone. How would I feel if Elon removed character limit? I think that would I be surprised? No. I'd probably start to unfollow people if they made novels. I'm like, this is eliminating. That's not what I want. So release the character limit. That's fine. But then I would decide whether or not something is worth continuing to follow. I would control that. But I think the short and sweet, to the point. That's one of the reasons I like it. It's just like short, sweet, to the point, constantly flowing. No one's got anything close to it. Looks like Android 13 is having problems with notifications. Oh, really? I guess I haven't run into that issue on the Samsung device. I did get One UI 5. Did I mention this? I don't know if I did. I got One UI 5 rolled out almost immediately. I checked it the night before the announcement went out. But I've only run into maybe a few glitches. I wouldn't say it feels faster. I wouldn't say it's demonstrably better. Notifications are definitely different. I don't like some of the changes they made with notifications. They did clean it up a bit, but some apps aren't as clean with notifications as other apps. They're not as consistent. So that's a little concerning. If those apps ever update, I don't know. Because they're probably not going to modify themselves to look better on a Samsung device versus just running on Android, period. I wouldn't say it's more fluid. Animations feel different in spots. I still have animations turned all the way down. The only animations I turned off are specifically like the lock screen. Like when I'm on the lock screen, I just want to jump in. Like I don't need an animation. I don't need anything. I just want to jump right in. Scrolling is, I will tell you, the same. I know they said, oh, we improved this, we improved that. You did? It feels exactly the same to me. It does not feel, doesn't feel better, and it doesn't feel worse. It's different. It's newer. I would say for the most part, the One UI update was seamless. I haven't tweaked everything. I did have to roll back. I use Good Lock. If you're not familiar with Good Lock, it's software that Samsung released in an unofficial capacity. Samsung releases it, and you can install these modules. They've got a new module for cameras too, the camera assistant, adding toggles for certain features like video recording in photo mode, or touch and hold the shutter button to record videos in photo mode. Speed up the shutter by capturing fewer frames but with a lower quality output. So you can tweak things, right? So I like Good Lock, but the problem is that the Good Lock, the task switcher menu, I had to go back to the default because there's an icon that's not playing very well with the One UI update. So there's a in Good Lock, I'll show you. Let me open it and show you. Home up, task changer. You can change. I need to brighten that up a bit more. Sometimes I'm too dark, sometimes I'm too light. So you can change the task switching menu, right? And I had it on this for the longest time, and I loved it. I don't like the default task switching menu as much. But there's an icon that shows up for like split screening. There's this thing down here, and what would happen is as I was like going into task switching, I would see the screen flash, one, and two, I would see this icon bouncing everywhere. So I'm like, yeah, that's got to go. That's getting turned off. So I turned that off, and the screen flashing stopped, and I no longer saw that icon. So they either need to update that module. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But that was one of my issues, that I feel I lost something, like something that I enjoyed having on. I have to turn off because it introduced new glitches. But it's a new update, right? One UI 5, new update. The good lock module, the good lock people may see the problem and address it. Depends on, you know, how much attention they're paying to it. Yeah, the One UI 5, it was a good update, solid update. I mean, Android 13, yay. There's not much that really came with it. A lot of under the hood changes, a lot of theming changes. That didn't really change anything. In fact, I tried the new themes, and ultimately I rolled back to just the default Samsung theme with, because I'm pretty much dark mode. I'm black. You know, I'm like just complete black, like nothing. Like on the lock screen, I got the time notifications. That's it, right? There's nothing that's that I've got that's specifically you know, doing anything apart from that. So I didn't get into, or I haven't been into a lot of that customization. Samsung, oh yeah, they did also announce Dropship, a new transfer tool. It's like a cloud-based transfer tool, 5 gig limit a day, compatible with Android, iOS, and the web, which is great. I mean, there are times that I would prefer to use that. And the fact that it's cross-platform compatible, I think it's just sharing a link to the cloud. There would be times that I would be taking advantage of that for sure. I don't know if I use Quick Share though. Everyone's got a different workflow, certainly. Ryan asks if I'm enjoying Truth Social. No, I don't think that's for me. By the way, Truth Social, based on Mastodon. Mastodon, developed by, I believe, at least one individual, if not individuals in Russia. I mean, that's not good, that's not bad, that's just information. Do with that what you will. Do with it what you will. Oh, here's an update from Elon Musk that just happened. Literally 6 minutes ago. Twitter will soon add ability to attach long-form text to tweets, ending absurdity of notepad screenshots. So you can okay, that's not a bad idea, because you still get the short. See, like I said, give me new features. I'm like, okay, that's good. I like that as an idea. I like that as an idea. I really genuinely do. See, that's a way. See, as opposed to like making it a long tweet, that's not good. But attaching, I'm like, okay, all right, that's reasonable. I gotta tell you, I used the old tweet deck owned by Twitter. I used the old one, and it's not. It is not great. They need to improve it, so they've got the new tweet deck, and the new tweet deck doesn't have some of the functionality of the old tweet deck, like the activity feed. It no longer exists in the new tweet deck. And what's the other thing? Oh, you can switch accounts easily, but you can no longer see columns from other accounts on the same screen. So it's not as efficient. The new tweet deck is absolutely ghastly. Elon is watching live. I guarantee Elon has no idea who I am. People have gotten under his skin easily. It's easy to get under his skin. Easy. It is exceedingly simple to get under his skin. Be real. I've heard about this. So I haven't joined. It says be real. You're friends for real. Every day at a different time, everyone's notified simultaneously to capture and share a photo in 2 minutes. I mean, TikTok's kind of done this, and I've done it like once or twice. But I'm just not sure if it's got staying power. I'm not sure if anybody wants to. I don't know. Is the answer to that? Oh, what are you going to do? Yeah, there's a new one. Pirillo has been around for a bit. TikTok already copied it, though. And I've used it. I used it like once. I took a picture of like, okay, what are you doing right now? I'm sitting at the table. That's all I'm doing. And I think it only goes out to friends. It doesn't go out to followers, which is fine. I mean, you're living in the moment. It's a different kind of experience. Different need being met. So I'm watching. They've updated the Twitter client on iOS, but have not yet updated it on Android. I'm kind of watching for it. I have not updated it actually on iOS. Here we go. I'm gonna try the new Twitter experience. We're gonna go. Oh, there. Oh no, that's not the new update. Yeah, Twitter, the only one. Twitter Blue with verification. That's not verification. What about Mastodon? Mastodon, Cirstus. Mastodon's not the solution. It's too user unfriendly. All right. I've now opened. I've got the new Twitter. Delete. Communities. I've got 2 communities, 3D printing and super follows. I think I'm going to unfollow the super follows though, because it's just like, you know, you can be if you want, you can be a super follower. Of mine. I've got like 4 super followers. Yeah, look. So I've got everyone, super followers, then verified over here, and then mentions. This is iOS, right? So I've got various super followers. Oops, done. I accidentally typed the wrong, or hit the wrong button. There we go. I'm not on Twitter Blue yet. Not yet. Edit your tweets. I think they took that away though. Home. And then I was going to show you the super follows. So if I go to my profile, I've got 3 super followers, which is really, really nice. Avaline, Josh, and super follows. Which is great. I got 2 super followers really. The third one doesn't count. But I'm not really doing much. With it. Do I think Vero will replace Instagram? I've never even heard of Vero. What's the point of adaptive battery on Android if it doesn't even work? I just turned it off. Well, that sounds like a bug. I don't know is the answer to that. I mean, for me though, I'm a different user. I upgrade my phones every year, like without fail. Like it's just so for battery, it's not as the adaptive, not as interesting to me because I'll be getting rid of it in like no time at all. Like in a year, right? Be giving Opera GX a spin. GX? Opera's UI, not as interesting to me. I never really liked the Opera UI. Let me see if it's changed in a gaming browser. Interesting. That's kind of fascinating. It limits on CPU, RAM, and network usage. Huh. I see. I wouldn't limit. But that's, okay. I'd never even heard of that. Opera GX, browser for gamers. I say up my frame rate for sure. UI is pretty clean. I like that it has apps in the sidebar there. Another Opera. Another app that I've heard about by the browser company. It is it's an app called Arc, and it's in beta for the Mac. It uses Chromium plugins. And I looked at that interface, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's the paradigm for me. I don't know. So I right now I'm fine with Chromium. I'm fine straight up with Chromium, but that's about it. I haven't. I'm in play. Opera GX may be a decent option. Disc 105, good to see you here. Usually I see Disc 105 over on Twitch. I like the Discord integration. I hear you, but Discord's like one of those things that I just have in a browser tab. So this is where I'm going to be interested in seeing, you know, the various browser options come the end of Manifest V2. You say no UI, we go back to text web browsing. Oh, you want to go back to links? Fine. I'm down. I liked links. Lynx was a good browser. Lynx was an amazing browser. So I learned something. Thank you for teaching me. Yeah, I've got AdGuard. I don't like the fact that AdGuard's a separate binary, right? That runs independent of Safari. That does bother me. I stopped using Safari last year. Speed, it's not as fast, and honestly, the frame rates doesn't match Chrome. You can open up a UFO test on the desktop, and Chrome will push. Well, I got screens that are capable of pushing 144 FPS. Chrome takes advantage of it. Safari does not. Safari's capped. Still use Lynx as a technical writer. Oh, yeah. No, Sirstus, I appreciate that. I'm not sure if Opera DX would be a fit for me, but I tell you, I think I like the interface on Opera GX a lot more, because this is like black. This is like things I like, right? The true black dark mode. More so than the default browser or interface for Opera on the desktop, because I've not been a fan. Oh, it looks like Opera's got several browsers iterations. Yeah, you know, it's been a while since I've looked at Opera, I guess. So they got the signature is like the sidebar where all your icons, your common icons live. That makes sense. Like pinned tabs. I'm just looking at the Opera interface. Privacy protection, ad blockers built in, yeah. And the fact that it's Chromium is nice. And now, at least. I may end up floating to Opera on the Mac. Although it's funny, because the screenshot that they've taken for Opera is definitely not the Mac. I'm like, that is Windows. That is clearly Windows. I wonder, like, in terms of speed, you know, how it differs. Can we ask about Intel stuff? Really like how Intel Arc GPUs look. Great first generation. You can talk about it all you want. I just can't say much about it. My project, I posted it on LinkedIn, Ryan. I can be public about it, at least. The project I've been working on at Intel for a year and a half. At least part of it made the light of day. Really cool, immersive technology. And I'm not sure what's going to be happening at Intel over the next little while. I don't know what I'm going to be doing at Intel for the next little while. I don't know if I'm going to be at Intel for the next little while. There's a lot of things happening. My alligators... This one did not turn out well. This one got chewy at the end. But the good news is, even with these failed prints, they work well enough that I feel I can give... These are alligators for the Toys for Tots campaign. I don't know if these are good enough to ship. Yeah, that one actually is not too bad. This one's okay. This one definitely did not turn out. This one's tail got fudged. But I can give it to like a kid or, you know, another local donator. I also don't like the layer lines on this filament and how it turned out. I got to find out something else to print to get through this filament. This is what I've been printing. Now I'm glad that Intel's doing ARC. I feel I'm very grateful that I was able to put part of my DNA into what's happening at Intel, specifically the Intel graphics. Well, it's no longer their Discord server. It's the Intel Insiders Discord server. I spun that up. I started it. I got it verified. I kept it going. I staged it for success. As an operator, I'm very glad to have done that. I'm sorry. As an advocate, I'm glad to have done that. I'm not a very good operator. So we've come upon an hour. Thank you for hanging. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for chatting. I realize that, there's a lot that's going on in your life. Thank you for being here. As I said, it's my hope to do at least one live video on YouTube every day. I'm on Twitch every night, 6 p.m. I'm posting shorts everywhere, still active on a lot of those social platforms, including Twitter. I hope you've been enjoying the shorts. I need to, I guess, throw some more long form video into this channel. I've got 3 of them sitting on the desktop, as a matter of fact. More of the talking head type of video. If you have any other questions, always feel free to ask those questions because they make good fodder for shorts. Always looking for that. Mitch Crane, I hope you're doing well. Love to Daphne and the child. Can't wait for the reboot. The sequel to Frasier that has now been greenlit. Very much looking forward to that. I love you. I appreciate you. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices, and may the force be with you always. We'll see you later.